All right, the podcast everybody's been waiting for. I posted on social media like 2 weeks ago or so. I was like, yo, big partnership coming. Well, here it is. Nobody probably actually would have guessed that you were coming back to FFL. But, dude, I'm excited. Excited to work with you. I know what you built. I heard a little bit about what you built in solar. I know what you've obviously built in insurance and stuff. And I guess, what's your background for everybody that doesn't know who you are? People obviously that do know who you are. Like, what's your background? Like, how long were you in door-to-door? How long were you in insurance? Why did you leave FFL? Just, I guess, stuff like that. What's kind of like your background?
Yeah, so really quick recap of my background. So I was in door-to-door for about a decade. Started in that back in 2013. Did that for about 10 years. And then I got into insurance back in like halfway through 2022. And so I've been in insurance now for just over 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you were in door-to-door, you said 15 years?
About 10 years.
Or 10 years, okay.
Yeah.
What made you move from door-to-door to life insurance? Like, what was like, you know what, I'm going to go on in this? Because I know you probably made a lot of money in solar when it was like booming.
Yeah, solar was really good, right? It was like really good for a long time.
Yeah.
But I noticed things started to shift, right? It wasn't as good as it used to be. And so a lot of the shifts that happened made it, to the point where, there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to pay specifically, just different financiers, going out of business or shutting down programs, installers shutting down. And so there's a lot of uncertainty inside of the solar space altogether. And so it just made a whole lot of sense for like longevity purposes to like look at different options.
I had a lot of buddies that would like, they're supposed to get paid 20 grand. Then they'd be like, yeah, we're going to give you 8 because like the tilt of the panel was 1 degree off. Like, I'm not even kidding. That could be wrong. I could be exaggerating maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was like to the extent of like the degree of the panel was off. So they got like less sun or something like that. And they're like, you know what? We're not going to pay you 20 grand anymore. It's going to be 8 grand. And it was like nothing they could do with that. Dude, was that true? Have you heard of that before?
Yeah. Well, there's like adders, right? So that would be like an adder for like sun hours. So like for maybe it was a PPA, like a power purchase agreement. Maybe the sun hours weren't as good. So you don't get paid as much from like the solar company.
So what made you, I guess, while you were in insurance, I guess, is there more of a long-term vision in insurance than there is in solar?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I wouldn't have, jumped into insurance if there wasn't a long-term vision.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell these door-to-door guys, like solar, pest control. I mean, I don't care what you're doing door-to-door, Vivint, it don't matter to me.
Yeah.
I've been telling all of them, I was like, I do not get the long-term goal because you and I talked about this yesterday, but they're like, well, I'm going to get partners someday. I'm like, dude, you're going to make 500 grand a year as a partner, which is still good money. Yeah. It's just like, there's a lot more that can be made out in the industry for the amount of hours and sacrifices that they make in door-to-door. And the way I compare it, I have a decent comparison. I feel like I've heard it from somebody. But the way I compare door-to-door is like, it's like taking a kayak from Miami to the Bahamas. Like eventually you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to get there. It just might take 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And in life insurance, I feel like it's taking like a yacht from Miami to the Bahamas. It's going to take a lot less time to get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I compare the two because I'm like, they get sold in this equity and this partnership deal and whatever the case might be. One, they 99% of the time never get it. And two, when they do get it, to the best of my knowledge, it's not what they really thought it was. And I don't know if you could talk a little bit about like the equity and all that stuff. Cause like being in insurance and door to door, you're like really knowledgeable on that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to, solar equity, that was the thing that was like baited, right? So you get equity in like a private company. So you're getting shares in a private company. It's worth nothing because, it's private, not public, right? And, with where solar is at right now, a lot of like the companies have kind of consolidated into like maybe like 3 or 4 of them now. So like a lot of the dealer model's kind of dead right now. It's all consolidated down to, like the big players in the space. And so at this point, it's either like, you see people joining like Sunrun and all of the other big players in the solar space, or like they're leaving for something else at this point.
No, I agree. And there's like a door-to-door guy specifically, and I hope you're watching this, that I'm trying to get, dude, but I can't, this partnership thing. I'm like, dude, I got, like he works so hard, because I know it obviously. Like he works so hard where I'm like, dude, you put those hours in insurance, you're making 500 grand a year, dude. You could be making that a month with the amount of hours that you're putting in and stuff, especially with these like captive companies. I guess, why did you not go to captive? Like from like being in the door-to-door space and solar, what made you choose brokerage over captive?
Yeah, I didn't go the captive route just because, you don't really own anything, number one. And, they offer free leads and no comp, right?
Yeah.
Leads are never free. You're paying for it, with your comp.
100%. And like what they don't understand, this makes me so mad, dude. I'm like, dude, they call it SGA, right? The SGA agency owner. I'm like, if there was no way to be profitable, because they're like, you can't be profitable off of buying leads. I'm like, then why does your SGA buy you guys leads for you guys to go make money? And if it didn't make more money, he would not go buy leads for you or she. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like someone has to buy the leads.
Somebody's got to buy the leads, and whoever's buying them is the one making all the freaking money.
Yeah.
So like you said, you take the comp hit, it's like you're losing money, and the leads they're not what I don't know if you heard, but it's like the child safety kits and the free will
well,
kits.
it just like makes zero sense when you can have more of like an unlimited opportunity to
dude,
build something
like
that you
logically,
own.
literally, actually makes no sense. Like it blows my mind. But it's a culture thing, right? Like door to door, they have a really good culture. Like they brainwash people, and same thing with the captive space. They have a really good culture where it blindsides them from asking the questions. They're like, why is my comp so low? Why are the leads so terrible? Why do I have to write a certain, like, I don't know if you know this, but the captive company, if you don't write over like $5,000 a month, you get no leads.
Really?
Yeah. So you have to hit like tiers. If you stop, let's say you write 15, let's say 1 month, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna spend it with my family. We're gonna go on vacation. And then you come back the next month, you might not have leads because you took that month off. So you actually have control over it's like it's like a hamster wheel. It's like slavery, dude. It's like,
that's crazy.
It's like, dude, like if you don't sell, we give you no leads because they can't go buy it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I'm like, why would you do that? But I was just curious, like, because there are people in the captive space making really good money. Definitely. Do I think it's as much as the brokerage people? Definitely not. In my opinion, I don't think it is.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them compare like the top guy, but like, it's compare like the top, 200 guys under that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? A lot of people like make that, this comparison, and it just doesn't add up because, the brokerage space wins every single time.
Every single time.
We were just talking about that yesterday with Andrew.
Yeah.
Right. And, when it comes to like solar guys or just door-to-door guys transitioning into insurance, I feel like the biggest thing that holds them back is just the uncertainty. Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming back here too. It's like
one thing.
Yeah, and you made a lot of tough decisions, dude. That's why I respect you a ton. I'm like, dude, like you could talk as much shit as they want about you, bro. I'm like, dude, that dude did some ballsy ass shit. Like he did some things that there's a lot of people that wouldn't do, whether that was leaving and trying to do your own thing or even coming back. Like it's both. At the same time, you're taking a pride hit coming back. Like me personally, I would be too. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, it's like, dang, like I went to try to go do this. I don't want to do. I want to come back. It's like, people are obviously gonna talk their smack and just say whatever, but like we don't care. But that's the big, because they're gonna talk smack about me probably, be like, you partner with Rich. Like I'm like, dude, I don't give a crap, bro. Because like there's a lot of people who are like, dude, like he's not coming back. I'm like, bro, or they're like, he'll roll you debt or like whatever. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I don't care. I'm like he either comes back and you crush it or you leave again and it's whatever. Like people like are so attached to emotions nowadays that it's crazy. Like I really do not care. But I guess you left FFL for about 2 years. What was like the root cause or like why you left? You can be completely honest.
Yeah. I mean, I just like felt like I wanted more. It was the same thing in solar, right? So I started out selling solar, ran a team, eventually started my own dealer, walked away from the company and did my own thing. Yeah. Right. And it worked really well.
Well, it's because you and I are entrepreneurs at heart.
Yeah.
So like when we see because everybody's thought about it, by the way, this isn't a secret. It's like we're entrepreneurs at heart. We're like, dang, we want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we want more, we want more, we want more. But it's like, is it a juice worth the squeeze to go do it? Like, is it worth the time, energy, money, mental toll? Like, you got a wife and 4 kids. So it's like, is it actually worth like the mental toll to go try to do it and try to go compete against the beast? I would never do it personally just because like I'm just like, dude, it's not worth my time, energy, and money when I'm already making really good money and I could invest it into whatever, put it into whatever. Dude, we can start a health insurance company. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You could put it into whatever you want. So it's like I have mad respect for that. And I guess like you were saying when you left, it was hard. Like, and the big reason you're coming back is like there was no IP numbers. And I guess tell a little bit how important it is to have like net numbers. Because like you said, I don't track some numbers because I literally don't care. I'm like whatever nets is what matters.
Yeah, I mean, IP numbers are literally everything. Like, if you don't have a way to track your issued paid numbers, then, I mean, what are we even doing?
Yeah.
You're tracking, like, fictitious numbers that don't even, like, mean anything.
Literally don't mean anything at all.
Yeah, having the resources, the IP reports and everything like that is, like, a huge advantage. And, I mean, when I left initially, too, like, I was in, like, a good spot. I didn't leave because, like, it sucked. It was actually really good. Like, I was doing, like, really good here. Yeah. I was getting to the point where, I was depositing $100,000 a week. Yeah. Right. And I was like, okay, cool. I think like I got this. And so I'm going to go take it to the next level.
Have you read the 48 Laws of Power?
Yeah.
There's a weird law. I like it. Like the concept of it's kind of weird. It's like never try to outshine your master. That's what it says in it. And like, dude, it really is true to an extent. Like never think you could do more. Like never it's not outshine them. There's got to be a better way to say it, but that's what it says in the book.
Yeah.
And I get the concept of it, but like I totally agree with it to an extent, dude. It's like I never think I could do better because if I could, like I would be at the level Sean is right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'd be at almost $1 billion a year and stuff if we could genuinely go do it better. And I think the biggest thing is also collaboration. Like you're doing it all alone to the best of my knowledge. Like you're just like that's like a huge mental toll to be able to go through the hard things alone. And just to talk about like, was it hard or was it easy? Like, how was your experience trying to do it?
Yeah, it was really hard. Just like you said, having, access to someone like Sean that has all the carrier relationships and everything like that, going from having like a really good, strong relationship with Sean to like, going up against Sean, it was he's a tough guy to go up against.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It was a lot. Right. And, looking back at it, I just feel like, I just needed to kind of do it to see like what was like beyond what we were building. And then I realized that, looking back at it, it was kind of a mistake for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not,
and I'll admit it.
Yeah. And you'll learn it too. 100%. Like it's like a learning experience because everything now because you went out and did it. Like, you know how the carriers work, how the back end, you actually know, you probably know more than me when it comes to all that. It's like, actually, no, not probably. You definitely know more than me about all that, how all that stuff works, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What was like, I guess, making the transition back to football, what kind of made you kind of want to do it? Well, I guess what was like your interest in coming back? Because like, I don't know if I really asked you much about like why you want to come back, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. I just randomly hit you
Yeah,
up.
It was like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I remember I get 7 a.m. I'm like, why is Rich?
I was like, hey, dude, I got like a huge recruit for you.
Yeah. You're like, why is Rich coming? I was like, why is Rich calling me right now? And then you're like, all right, I got to ask you questions. I might want to come back.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, what questions do you want to ask me? And I never asked you, I guess, like what made you want to come back?
Yeah, I would just say the simplicity of being able to have quick contracting. So number one is, the contracting process, right?
How truly important is that? Because I feel like a lot of new managers, a lot of new agency owners, a lot of new agents, they don't realize how important that is.
Yeah, I took it for granted because I had to build it out myself.
Yeah.
And, I definitely didn't build it out as well as FFL did. And I would just say that contracting over here it's crazy fast. Right. It was taking me, a week or two to like get everyone set up with like, the main carriers. Over here. You're getting people set up with like Americo and a lot of the other carriers within like, 24 to 72 hours.
100%.
Which is like unreal.
I just recruited a door-to-door guy from another, he calls himself an IMO. But I recruited a guy from him, door-to-door guy, and he wrote 10 grand his first week. He actually just texted me just now, like 30 minutes before this. And dude, he was waiting 3 weeks for contracts. He's like, I got to make money, dude. Like, I got to get paid.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be waiting around. So he messaged me. His friend messaged me. So we got like 20 door-to-door guys coming from this company, and they're just like, dude, we just can't keep waiting around. Like, we gotta get going. We gotta get moving. We gotta make some money because they were promised, obviously, they're gonna come and make money. Then they pass their test, do whatever they have to do, and then they're waiting 3 or 4 weeks to get contracting and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with the smaller, I guess like you just said, fake IMOs or, really they're agencies. That's what they are.
They are, yeah.
They're really just agencies, because they're still like under, they have an IMO they're under,
Yeah.
And so I would just say that, they're kind of stuck to the point where they have to just adopt whatever IMO they got their contracts through their process.
What is how important is it to be able to submit a policy and for it to get approved and get paid on it? I don't think you had this problem, but there are some people out there that are having the problem where 75% of their business goes to underwriting.
Dang, that's
and
crazy.
like they might have to call the client back because it got rated, then they can't get them on the phone, or they're like, hey, do you want $10,000 of coverage for what you originally applied for, but it's $200 a month, or do you want $7,000 of coverage for what you originally applied for, which is $100 a month? So it's like, how important is it to have carriers that are like, they can approve, pay, and they're giving them with the client what you offer the client right away?
I mean, it's one of the most important things because, speed to, getting paid is the most important thing probably.
Yeah.
Just because once the agent gets that first deposit, they know it's real.
100%.
But if they keep getting sent to underwriting or having issues with the carriers and all that sort of thing, and they have to wait and try to call back the client, well, number one, the client's probably not going to answer.
Yeah.
Right?
They just get the life insurance. You're like, I'm out. Like,
we're not selling our friends and family, right? Our friends and family would probably answer, but like, in general, when it comes to like the leads, like your lead, it's hard to get them back on the phone. For sure.
And these companies do, there's IMOs out there, 3-letter IMOs, and they 40% comp, call mom, dad, grandma, grandpa. What do you have to say to those guys that are like, because a guy DM'd me. No, he texted me. I think I told you on the plane. He was like, from this 3-letter, I'm just going to say the company. He's from GFI. He texted me and he was like, dude, Harry has $16 million a month. I was like, you want me to be honest or you want me to fluff it? Just be honest with you. I'm like, our agents make money, bro. Like, our agents get paid. And he's like, yeah, well, I had an agent write 10,000 points. I'm like, what in the hell is points?
10,000 points.
I'm like, dude, what, if you're in a point system, you already lost. Like, what is points? Like, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, by the way. This is me just thinking. I'm pretty sure a point is considered a recruit too. Like, there's like 200 points for a recruit, 300 points. I don't even know. But if you're in a point system, get out of there. Because he's like, I had an agent write 10,000 points and make 3,750 points. I'm like, dude, that comp is terrible. Like, how important is it to be at a company where you have the comp, you have the bonuses and stuff like that too, I guess. And to go back, like piggyback off that too, is how important is having a bonus?
Yeah, I mean, the bonus is super important because, I mean, when you actually break down the numbers of the bonus, we talked about this with Andrew yesterday, and when you break it down, like FFL pays out a stacked bonus. So they're not just like paying it out for, you know, like you, right?
Yeah.
For example, like, you know, there's all of the managers that partnered with you in your business, you know, in your hierarchy also get a bonus too. So when you like actually add up the math on that, like FFL is paying out like a lot.
Dude, a lot.
Like if you actually do the math.
No, I agree 100%. Do you remember the old bonus?
Yeah.
That was like self-destruct.
It was self-destruct.
Like self-destruct. And that's why there's like some people that left because like the old bonus changed and like, oh,
I was upset about that too. That was part of my reason.
Yeah,
too.
and I'm like, dude, I was in a good position because I was wide and deep. And a lot of people that left weren't wide and deep. They were light on the bonus, and they had one leg that was doing all the volume. And I was wide and deep, so it didn't affect me. I like obviously looking back at it now, like one, we probably would not even be in business if that old bonus was still there.
Yeah.
But two, looking back on it, like, dude, I'd be making like $1 million a month off that old bonus.
Yeah.
Like just off the bonus itself. But no, I'm glad the bonus is the way it is now because it's sustainable long term. Like it can last forever and flourish forever now. And I guess people don't realize how important is the bonus, and people that talk crap about our bonus don't have a bonus, or they have like a bro trust me bonus. Like
bro trust me.
Yeah, bro trust me. You got equity in the company. Like there's, I guess, talking to those guys out there that are watching this, because I know a lot of you guys are struggling over there. How important is it, like you said, to have the bonus, but also to like wake them up to like, why are they talking crap about our bonus when they don't have a bonus?
Yeah, it's because that's what they've learned from their uplines. You know, their uplines are probably, you know, negative, right? They're probably trashing a bonus when they don't even have a bonus. It's probably just insecurity.
Yeah,
you know,
I
they
agree.
probably just, you know, wish they had a bonus, and you know, if they don't have one, what are they going to say? You know, the bonus is great. You know, they can't say that, or else everyone's going to leave here.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know,
and then what are your goals? I guess what are you trying to accomplish? Like, what do you want to do in the next 6 months, like to finish the end of the year? Obviously, I know you have goals outside of that, but I guess what's your goals coming back to FFL?
Yeah, I mean, you know, coming back, we're in a bit of a rebuild phase right now. I mean, we've contracted, you know, around like 100 agents the past 2 weeks. And, you know, over the next 2-3 weeks, we'll, you know, contract another 100 plus agents as well. The target within the next 6 months is just to get to a minimum of $1 million a week. Yeah. And just, you know, continue ascending from there.
Absolutely. Because I know you, bro, you got a lot of crazy systems. Like I from what I've heard, because I've known some of your downlines and they know me and vice versa. And you have like a lot of great systems. Can you talk about the systems that you guys have?
Yeah, I would just say that, you know, when it comes down to like new agents coming into the business, like we focus a lot on the new agents. So that way they're able to make money fast, right? Like we talked about earlier. Yep. That's like one of the main things with like a lead assist program and little things like that, in addition to like training, right? Being able to get training from, you know, people that have, you know, written way above and beyond, you know, like what most people are even, you know, seeing, you know, their managers write, you know. When you're able to get trained from someone that's like written over $100,000 in a month, or multiple people that have done that, it's a big difference when it comes down to the quality of the training. Yeah, for sure. No. When I was at FFL, my best issued paid month was like 150,000 and some change.
Personal production.
Personal production.
Exactly. Yeah, if you want to learn from a guy, that's a guy that was off of mortgage protection, right?
Off of mortgage protection, yeah. Back in 2024, I did $1.4 million on my own personal production.
Really?
Yeah.
You were, oh my gosh.
I did 700,000 through FFL, and then another 700,000 under my own when I launched Boundness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And then I haven't asked you this because I really don't I haven't cared to ask you this. What made you come back and work with us? Like, I guess I was a little bit shocked, obviously, because like I really never had beef with you, or whatever you call it. I really never had it with you, but we were cool for like 5-6 months before obviously you decided to come back. I guess what made you come back over, I guess, with us?
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough decision. I really put a lot of thought into, well, what business has, you know, a proper structure, number one. Number two, who could I actually see myself like working with and partnering with, you know, where we could have like, you know, mutual growth together. And yeah, it was a tough decision. There's a lot of like great options at FFL, but I mean, there's like only one number one option, and that was you.
I appreciate
And
that.
the reason why is because number one, you have offices across the country. You know, number two, like you're focused on growth and building and everything like that. And you know, number three is going to be what you've been able to do with the marketing standpoint from things. You've done a phenomenal job at that, right? Those are really going to be like the three like main points, like why I reached out to you specifically.
Dude, we've attracted like some big hitters, big hitters. And this is going to make a lot of noise, by the way. And I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of messages. But yeah, we've attracted, dude, we got a lot of great people that came over and partnered with them. I'm obviously absolutely grateful for it. And I think it just comes back to being honest with the agents, being honest with the clients, being honest with just about the whole business structure and everything. Because I think that's what people don't understand is they think a lot of volume means you're doing well, and it does not mean you're doing well.
Not at all.
Because like there's some people that do a lot of volume that have an unhealthy leg percentage.
Oh, 100%. I mean, when I was here, you know, the first, you know, go around, my direct like upline had like a, you know, like a 90% or 95% first leg percentage, right? And I was like, well, that's not like a well-structured business. You know, like if your first leg percentage is over 50%, then you're doing something wrong.
Dude, you're doing something 100%. Wrong. Like that's what I've been saying is because
do you even know how to build the business?
Build a business, develop leaders, create leaders, attract leaders. Like there's a lot that goes behind it. And a lot of people really don't understand how important like first leg percentage is. And they just get blinded by the IP number. Like, oh my God, they're doing $20 million a month. It's just like, okay, you need to actually audit that business and see who's doing it. And dude, I don't know if you've thought about this. Think about it from a carrier perspective. Is like if somebody's doing 80% of your business, you have no spread off of them, they leave and they roll you debt. Is the other 20% gonna eat that debt? Probably not.
Probably not. That's a you know, a risky business.
It's right? a risky business.
That's not like a strong business. I mean, that's something that you and I, you know, aligned on as well. Even before I came over, we've talked about that before, just in the DMs and stuff. And you know, like my first leg percentage when I was here and just in general has always been, you know, sub 30. I've always been somewhere between like 15 to 25%.
Yeah.
Which is like a really healthy range.
Very, very healthy. I always tell people between like 20 to 40%, you're healthy. Anything over 40, start inching towards 50. Yeah, it's like, all right, dude, like you got to do something about it for sure. Like you gotta fix the business and structure it properly because long term you're gonna get smoked.
Well, it's gonna spiral at some point to the point where like, you know, you most likely won't be able to fix it.
100% agree with that, man. And then just to wrap things up, I guess for the people that have questions, how can they reach out to you?
So they can reach out to me. They can hit me up on Instagram. So at Get Rich with Rich.
Yeah. Yep. Get rich with Rich, baby. Come on. And dude, I'm grateful, genuinely grateful and excited because growing up, I didn't have much. So like when I take gratitude seriously in the sense of like, I appreciate you trusting me to do this because that forces me to obviously just want to see you grow because I'm like, okay, he believes in me. I'm going to believe in him. Like I want him to know that like, we're going to grow this thing together. Cause I don't believe in anywhere where I don't care what business it is. I don't believe in upline, downline, right line, left line. Like I just believe in business partnerships, like strategic business partnerships and collaboration, dude. Like imagine all these other fake IMOs just collaborated. Yeah. Like they would make so much money. Their agents would, but it's all ego. Like it's all greed and ego. And I'm not saying don't go chase more, but it's like, dude, if you collaborate, you get to that more a lot faster. And to the people that are stuck they're on the teeter-totter. And they're like, yo, I'm waiting for the big guy. I'm waiting for somebody to make a move that's going to be crazy. For the people in the teeter-totter that know they're struggling, and their upline might be a really good person, by the way. Like, this is what people don't understand. Your upline could be like an amazing person, but they might just not be what's best for you for your future when it comes to like helping you build a business. They might be a great person, but they're not going to pay your bills at the end of the day. No. Like they're not going to send your kids to college. They're not going to pay your mortgage. They're not going to pay your car note. Like they say, go do something that's best for you. This is what people don't realize is when you do what's best for you and they say, hey, we can't be friends anymore. You know that they were in it for the money. Oh, 100%. When people leave me, dude, I'm just like, hey, I hope the best. Like, God bless you. There's one time I lost my shit and you're probably watching this. Is there only one time I lost my shit? And most of the time I'm like, yeah, God bless you. Like, I hope the best for you. Like, I don't have any animosity towards people.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, you know, there's no better place to build insurance. I mean, what other IMO or fake IMO has paid out, you know, over $4 billion of commissions?
Dude, crazy.
Name one. Name a solar company that's done that. I can't.
Exactly. And what's crazy, too, is we'll do about $1 billion this year. And I don't think what people realize is I think the closest competitor, and this is something you might know better than me, I think it's like, what, 150, 200 million?
Yeah, it's not.
Like an actual
not even
IMO.
close. Yeah, not even close.
It's not even close. Dude, I remember back in the day, like you were there for the convention like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When Brian Adams went on stage on Integrity, they had that panel. It was like 51% of the volume was FFL, 48% was like all the IMOs combined.
It's crazy.
And like that's what's crazy. And by the way, the reason math is so important is I believe in John C. Maxwell, Law of the Lid. It's like, dude, I just want to go learn from the guy that's doing it. And I asked Sean one day, I'm like, dude, who should I take advice from in the life insurance space? He goes, nobody, unless they start doing more than FFL, then I would tell you to go take advice from them. And I totally agreed, bro. Like in my opinion, if you want to trade places with somebody, they got to have the results that you want to go chase.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I'm excited, dude. We're going to do a lot. We'll probably come back 6 months. We'll do a recap and stuff, but I'm excited. I'm glad that you're here. I'm genuinely like so stoked for it. And the marketing is going to be crazy. I'm excited.
Yeah, 100%. Me too.
Perfect, bro. Let's run it.